the one that we have practiced. This is the normal one, the normal GSP syntax. So let's create the first one, which is convert the success servlet. So if you want to convert the success servlet, basically, I'm open up my DVD library here. So I already have the success.jsp. So in the success.jsp here, so you need to basically have this at the top, page alias page. So this is a directive page. So we will use this because we're going to do some text plus HTML. So we need to define it, and then page encoding. You are using your HTML. This is the version. Page encoding for HTML with the JSP. All right. If you look at the code, over here at the line 15. Line 15, we are actually have syntax JSP use bin. So this is basically create an object. ID equal to DVD item. So DVD item is actually an object name like new, like you have DVD item capital, and then you have DVD item, the object name equal to new DVD item, which is the class name. Okay, previously we do have DVD item, right, as a model. Still remember this one? DVD item.java, this one? Right. This is what
Yes.
we have done in lab 4. You still remember this one, class?
Yes.
Okay, how about the rest?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So public class DVD item is a class that you have created in the com.dvd.model. So you have created there. And then now we want to create Java bin using JSP syntax. So we are going to declare the DVD item object name. The scope is request. Why request? Because we want to have the JSP pass to the servlet or to the model itself. This is the model, the Java class. So we're going to use scope request. Remember, we have learned request response. So the scope here is request for this Java bin object. And then the type is basically is going to give a path, the where you put your Java library. So this is the com.dvd.model.dvd item. So you put it under com.dvd.model. Okay, this is the path where you put your DVD item, which is the model class, the model component. So if you still remember, I have explained about the framework, right? So you have model, view, and controller. So basically, JSP will be the view. Model is the Java class, the Java bin, and controller is the one that you have practiced previous week, which is servlet. So for today, lab activities, we're going to practice view talk to the model, which is the DVD item. So DVD item here is a model component. So this is your JSP, whereby this is the view component. So this is the syntax for you to use the model component. So JSP use bin, meaning that you have created an object named DVD item with the scope request, and the location of the file is com.dvd.model DVD item. Boleh kelas? So far so good?
Boleh.
Okay. All right. So here I have already give the code for DVD success JSP. Okay, so you just type in. If you look at the JSP, so basically it's embedded with HTML. So this is the H1. H1 stand for what, class?
Size.
Size of the heading. Kan dia akan keluar sebagai heading. And then this is actually text. So you tak perlu pun buat macam dalam servlet. Previously your success servlet you have like let me see. Ada tak success servlet? Okay, this is the success servlet. So basically in here you ada out.println kan? And then you will have add the following. So basically you want to convert all this to become a JSP. So tak perlu dah you buat out.println line. So in JSP, you can directly type the text because it's embedded with the HTML. Alright, for the title, so this is the syntax for Java Bean. So this is success.jsp whereby you already have a form, fill up the form and you click on submit button. After you click on the submit button, then these results will be display. Yeah, so this is basically to display the input, the input from the user. So basically, you have add the following DVD, the title, the year release, and also the genre. So this is the DVD item object. So this must be same as here. Kalau you create object DVD item here with small I, and then here also need to be small I, small caps of I, DVD item. So this is must be similar, So ni object name. So you are referring to one object with the value. So value ni is actually the one that the form kan, you see form and then it's submitted to a servlet, and then that servlet dah assign value for that title, for the year, and also for the genre. So this is basically referring back to your DVD item here. So bila you create class, bila you create you isi form tadi, you submit, and then dia akan create object DVD item, and dia akan assign title, the one from the form. Okay, dia akan assign to the object property. Okay, this is the property of the DVD item. So in the success.jsp, you actually viewing it back, whatever that have been input by the user. Okay, so this is the success.jsp. Any questions so far? Boleh? Boleh kan?
Boleh.
Yep. Mm-mm. Mm-hmm. Ni. Okay. Oh, dalam JSP tadi. Alright. So, okay. Okay, this file is success.jsp. Previously, you ada add DVD form servlet kan? So, katalah you open up your add DVD form servlet. So, dekat add DVD form servlet, you have a form. Betul? So, dalam form ni, action ni, form action akan disubmit kepada satu controller. Nama dia addDVD.do. So, once you have filled up the form, okay, so macam contohnya you fill up title, kan? You fill up year, and then you fill up the genre. So once you fill up this, it will be sent to the add DVD controller, which is yang .do tu, this one lah, add DVD servlet. So dia akan dapat kat sini value, title, year, and new genre. Okay, so after dia dah dapat the value, so ni request.get parameter. Okay, dia dapat value from the form, dia akan create the object. Ni kat sini. DVD item. So that item will have the title, year and genre. So bila dia link kepada this DVD item, so every time you create an object, so this constructor will be called. So what this constructor do, it will make sure that you have passed the title, year and genre. So these are from the form. So now they assign lah, the value, title, year and genre for one particular DVD item. Okay, in the success.jsp, so the purpose to have this is actually you nak display back whatever that have been set in the DVD item. Yeah, so basically here, bila you ada use bin ID DVD item, so this is an object that are referring to the DVD item class. So tadi kita dah set kan? One object. So this is referring to the DVD item object, the one that have been set from the form. Dia dah set, dah ada initialized value for title, year and genre. So these all values are from the form. Your success.jsp basically will display back whatever that have been set. So this is creating an object, and then the scope is request, meaning that they request values from the DVD item. So here get property. So we are using the get property method. So get property means you want to get back the values of the property. So here property is title, year, and genre. Okay, so you need to go to here and then it will refer to the get title, get year, and get genre. So get property is actually to refer to this specific method, yeah, get title, get year, and get genre. So dia akan return title, return year, and return genre. So success.jsp will able to display the value for each of the data members in the DVD item. The one had been set from the user. Boleh, Naim? Yes. So this syntax is basically an object being created and the scope is request. Lepas tu, dia akan refer balik to the DVD item class. So now get property ni semua ni ialah method yang refer back to the get method or get method in the DVD items. Tapi dia akan go accordingly lah to the property. If title, it go to the get title. If year, it will go to get year. If genre, it will go to the get genre. So kita memang ada dalam DVD item, get title, get year, and get genre. So basically, it will return back all the values that have been set from the form. Boleh? Mm-mm. Okay. Oh, you nak display balik result je. Macam you nak buat list library tu lah. Ya. Okay, kalau list library, for example, list library here. Okay, this one, list library, katalah you nak list back kan the value. So, what we should do, we kena ada while loop lah. Kita kena ada iterator ni. This is an object. So, ni DVD item. So, dia akan buat dalam bentuk loop. While the object is there, okay, dia kata banyak item tadi kan. So, dia akan go through each of the item ya, dalam for loop ataupun while loop. This is a while loop. So, selagi object tu ada, ya, ada values for that particular object. So, we can actually display the values for each of the item. So, this is an example untuk list library JSP. Ya. But this one is not included in your lab exercise. Ya, tapi this is an example lah. So, I show you an example how to display DVD item yang ada more than one. Macam tadi example only one, right? So this is using JSP syntax. Tadi kita guna Java Bean. Yeah, so in JSP, as I said before, dia keep on evolving. So we start with the standard one, and then kita ada Java Bean coming in, and then we can use the Java Bean, and then we also have the JSTL tag. So after this, I will show you the JSTL tag. So this is the evolution of JSP technology. Yeah. So here I also give an exercise on the JSP itself. And then you ada guna Java Bean dekat success.jsp. And also later on, we will look into the JSTL. Now, JSTL, I will show example dalam add DVD nanti. Nak buat form dia. Yeah? Boleh Naim? Alright. So, others? Boleh yang lain? So far so good? Boleh follow?
Boleh.
Okay, so dalam saya punya lab exercise, I have said that remove the old servlet code. Okay, if you want to remove it, you can. Tapi kalau you nak remain dia, you nak simpan untuk your own references, boleh juga. Yeah, no problem. Just make sure that your success servlet is referring to the JSP file instead of servlet class. So let's say you open your web.xml deployment descriptor, and then you can see that currently, yang the current existing, it referring to the success servlet. So you need to change this because you already create your success.jsp. So you choose JSP file and then you browse, and then you select success.jsp. Okay, let's demo about that. Right, so here I have success servlet. Okay, so let's go to here. Mhm. So currently my success servlet is referring to the um, servlet file. So I want it to refer to the JSP file. So you click browse, go to web pages, choose success.jsp. So whenever that you deploy later on, so it will call the success.jsp instead of the success servlet. Yeah, so this is also enough already to show that your current DVD library are working on the success.jsp. So no need for you to actually delete the success servlet.java. Yeah. But it's okay if you want to delete, it's fine. Just save maybe a backup, yeah, for your references for your project later on. Okay, so this is for um, task number 2. Yeah. Next, deploy. So bila you deploy, yeah, you can test later on. Yeah, tapi you need to use the add DVD form page. Yeah. So let's try this one. Clean and build. Right. Mhm. For you to debug, yeah, for please look at your log file ni, yeah. Output log file. Kalau tak boleh nak buka, you go to window, output. Yeah. So when you deploy, yeah, it will shows how to debug. Kalau kata you nak tengok what are the error, it can come out here. Yeah, whether it's class V server or kalau melibatkan database, yeah, problem database, it will show here. So this is basically how you debug your code. Yeah, skill of debugging is very important in web development or any software development. Yeah. So kalau you buat desktop pun you kena ada skill of debugging. You know how to debug your code. Yeah, kalau you run and then it's not working, right? So you need to debug somehow. So let wait for a moment. It's running. See, this is all the output from starting the DVD library. So it's successfully deployed. No errors. Yeah? Okay, so built successfully. Right. So run. Okay, deploy here. So add DVD to my collection. Because it's the first time I call the method. Uh, so this one is already converted into JSP. And so this is actually the next task. So okay, I want to show you the success, right? Um, DVD apa ya? Say lah, Hobbit year 2016 action activity. So this is the activity success GSP. Yeah, so it being call. Kalau you tengok kat atas ni, dia punya path is still at underscore dvd.do, but you will go to the success.jsp instead of previously you ada success servlet. Yeah, so you need to make sure this adalah dalam JSP. Yeah, dalam kurungan ni ada JSP because it shows that it called the JSP page. Yeah. Alright. So let's look to the next task. Next task basically converting the activity form component to a JSP page. So basically this one lah, add DVD. You will convert the form become a JSP. So previously kita ada add DVD form kan. This is the your lab 6 post lab. Remember? So in the post lab, the answer kan yang you kena buat post lab 6. Okay, so basically you kena declare this kan. This is a field ataupun a data member generous. Yeah. So this is an array. Okay, and then you have an init method. So from the init method, you use get init parameter. So this is a method, yeah, to initialize the generalist. So this is your variable generalist. So it check, yeah, the if condition here. Condition you check if the general list equal to null, and then you assign dia kepada list separated by comma, right? And then now to populate the value of generous, ni generous tadi, yeah. So we are using the same variable. So this is local variable, yeah, the data members, and then this one generous. So you use the generous split, yeah, general list, and use the split method, split by separated comma. So this generous will be populated in here. So dalam for loop ni, you will use the generous, and then you display the value of the generous. Semua jawab macam ni kan? Okay, that's good. All right. So basically, this is this one. Oh, okay, because this is actually the one, the method that we have in the servlet. It being supported. So basically, dia hanya initialize kepada init parameter is in the hold on web.xml.
Web.xml.
Web.xml. Yep. So ia ada kat mana?
Source.
Source pun ada, kat sini pun ada kan? Kejap. References. Sorry, pages, portals, sublet. Source pun boleh. Dekat get init parameter. Yep, this one. You want to initialize in here. So get init parameter, dia akan initialize the parameter in here. The method. Boleh? Ada yang tak guna that method. So you just initialize to a string. Is it? Ataupun variable. Okay. Both ways, actually you get the same thing, right? Tapi in the instruction, you being asked to use init parameter method, right? A method init parameter. So if you use that get init parameter, so it will be initialized in the web.xml. So generalist ni yang tadi lah, and the value. So this being generated automatically bila you clean and build, you deploy. I think it's also somewhere here. Wait, not this one. Mana? This is database, pages, sublet. Tak ada. Okay, so that is basically the one that in activity form sublet. So dia akan dapat daripada situ juga. Yeah? If null, then you akan assign dia kepada this one. So dia buat checking lah condition. Alright. Boleh kelas? Understand? Post lab 6. Macam ni lah. Yeah. Basically it depends on the questions kan. Tapi kalau you tak buat pun, I'll still accept the answer. You do something like this, right? Direct initialize. So you still can populate the split using the split method, right? So yeah, being acceptable lah. So there are various way actually when you write code, right? So this is one way, or if you want to use directly this, also acceptable. Yeah. All right. That is your post lab 6, right? Okay. So okay, for activity form servlet, I've shown you just now, we want to convert into a JSP. So let's look at the code. So this is basically your JSP. Yeah. So you need to import. Yeah. If you look at line code number 10 and 11, basically you import the DVD item class. Yeah. And then this is where you initialize the general list. Okay, this is the one that from the servlet previously I show you, right? So you want to have this initialization in the add DVD JSP because you want to populate the form, yeah, the value of the generous, you want to populate at below here, yeah. So nanti later you ada, yep, this one, yeah, genre. Okay, so this is going to be populated. using this. So this generous, yeah, generous will get the value from here. Okay, so generous, then it will split the method. So the value from the value here. So this is how you convert the servlet just now become a GSP. So we are using a standard predefined variables for GSP. Yeah, so this is the form. So basically, you will need to handle the error messages as well. So you do something like this, create the list. Yeah, this is similar to what you have done in the servlet. Just the coding a bit different. GSP dengan servlet. Yeah, but still Java, right? So using iterator, so the same thing. In the servlet, we also have the iterator, and then this is the while loop. Okay, for the error messages. And then here is basically the form. Form action add underscore dvd dot do method post. Yeah, so you have title, year, and genre. So this is basically the same thing, just that no need for you to have out dot print line anymore, right? For the servlet. So servlet, um, uh, you need to declare the out dot print line out object first and then use the print line method to display the results. But in JSP, you can embed it with the HTML. So that is the difference. Yeah. So string genre, you use get parameter to get if the user key in the genre. If not, yeah, can select, yeah, right, and then submit the form activity. Right. So here I also mentioned whether you can delete or not, yeah, your activity form servlet. So it's up to you, yeah, whether you want to delete it or you want it to directly call the JSP file. Okay, here you can also browse, select the activity JSP. Okay, URL pattern is the same, yeah. So you can change this, yeah. So basically it will call activity.jsp instead of your mm, servlet. So this is the form. Any question? Boleh? Fikri boleh? Syada? Anis?
Boleh Dato'.
Boleh
Farah?
Doktor.
Okay.
Boleh, boleh.
Alright. So basically tadi saya dah show deploying. So I have already my add underscore dvd.jsp here. Yeah. So here I will input macam tadi lah. And then the submission. And then it will go to the success.jsp. So that is the um, converting the activity form to the JSP page. Next, okay, let's look next. Next is exercise number 3. Now you have the JSP in the JSP predefined variable or the first scripting of JSP. Now we want to change it into JSTL text. So this one, JSTL text is the latest version of JSP technology. Okay, so it have tag. We call it as tag, tag library. So first of all, you need to import the tag library. So this tag library means that you need to use the prefix, prefix C, yeah, for you to do the coding. So everything that you want to use the core library, yeah, there are some library, yeah, there are others library as well, mathematics, computation. So they have a different tag library URI. So for this example, yeah, I put tag library URL for prefix C, where this is the for the basic condition. Yeah, you have if else, and then you have for each loop, while loop. So you can use this prefix C. Yeah, for example here. Yeah, so this is your add DVD form. This is using JSTL. Yeah, C if test. So the condition is not empty error messages. Okay, this is quite short, right? So because it's using JSTL, so using the C tag if test, yeah, equal not empty error messages. If we are using the traditional or the first version of the JSP, the code will be this one if if error message is not equal to null. And then they embed with the this is what scriptlet, right? Scriptlet. This is scriptlet. So the syntax if error message is not equal to null is equivalent if you want to do it in GSTL, equivalent with if that's not empty error messages. So dia punya syntax tu different. Yeah? GSTL predefined. I will call GSTL predefined variable or GSTL yang first version scriptlet, yeah, with JSP with the GSTL. This is what we call GSTL tag. So for your project, if you want to use GSTL, just go ahead because dia punya syntax quite simple. Okay, as long as you understand how to use it. So for each loop, kita ada dekat yang JSP yang biasa tu, the normal JSP, standard one, we use scriptlet and then continue with the iterator object and we check has next, right? Whereas for this one, it's quite simple. Yeah, for each var message, items error message, and then it's just display. This is to display, and then end for each. So this is for error message. Yeah, report any errors. Okay, so you can compare and the one that you did in the activity form using the normal JSP syntax with the compare it with the JSTL tag. So in this exercise, basically um, you need to perform this, yeah, in order for you to understand the GSTL. So if you look further, for the form action activity.do, okay, if for the input type text, so the value, okay, so you need to pass this into value. Yeah, so this is the GSTL tag for each, and then using this library.generous, genre item, then it will check if test genre item equal to param.genre selected, and then you have the if, yeah, the close if using the C tag, and then for each loop, yeah, end of the for each loop. And then here, when you submit for the new genre, yes, you also need to submit in the form of param dot new genre. Param stand for parameters, yeah. So this you submit the activity. So this is basically your GSTL tag. Any question?
Yang library dots generous tu from the init method kan?
Library.generous. Nah, ini dalam GSTL ke dalam
Oh yang ni ha.
this one? Yeah. So this one, you remain the same for from this. Ni kan ada kan? So you tukar sikit, you library.generous, right? So generous is from here lah. So this remain here. Ni ada lagi lah dalam JSTL punya tag. You can have a mix. Maksudnya, if you want to write JSTL together with JSP tag yang normal punya. Yeah, so you can have a mix in one JSP file. No problem. So yang itu you remain and then you just change the one that here. Yeah, untuk report any error message and then for the form, yeah. So yang tadi the top one tu, initialization of the genres tu, you just leave it there. Boleh?
Okay doktor.
Hmm. Everyone okay this one? Tak buat lagi kan? Alright. It's okay. Nanti later continue, yeah. And then you need to do post lab after that, yeah. So post lab basically not in the DVD library project, but you can do this post lab exercise in the DVD library project. So I can look at your code also whether you do your lab exercise or not. Yeah? So write HTML form to prompt the user to enter product price and type of text. So this is basically the HTML. So you need to come up with this HTML in a HTML form. Okay, the HTML syntax: compute text, produce price, type of text, compute text, and reset. So design this in HTML syntax. Yeah. Next, create a JSP, name compute text.jsp. And then after your form being filled up, like your activity form, you need to submit it. Okay, submit it. And then this is to display back the text together with all the calculation for the services tax. Yeah, so the amount of the gross amount including the tax. So this is just two simple pages, one in HTML and one in JSP. So submit this one as post lab 7. Boleh? Mm-hmm. 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 Can? Yes, can. Mm-hmm. Directly to JSP because this lab exercise is JSP exercise. Okay, so you can have a form and submit to a JSP. So meaning that in your form, let's say activity.html, do you have that? Oh, it's put it on JSP. Yeah? Okay, this is HTML. Do we have some right registration.html previously? Tak ada. Okay, tak apa. So maksudnya you have form.html. Okay, let's say this is a form, HTML form. And then you submit the form to a JSP. So the method action, ni, this one, form action. So submit it to compute_text.jsp. Method is post. Boleh? Okay. The exercise of the DVD library actually, this is only a URL pattern. This URL pattern is referring to the success.jsp. So meaning that everything is being configured in the web.xml. If you look at this at underscore_dvd.do, it's just a URL pattern. Yeah, so meaning that you can choose whether it's going to be sent to a servlet or JSP. So because of the lab exercise just now, we want to convert from a servlet to a JSP. So previously you had the servlet, yeah, you have the servlet ready, but now you want to convert it, so you can change the submission of the form, yeah, according to the URL pattern. So you have the JSP ready, so just choose the JSP rather than the servlet. So meaning that you can do both actually. Yeah. If you want to proceed with servlet, you can do that as well. Or you also can have JSP to process the input. So for your project, yeah, you need to identify which going to be view, which going to be controller, which going to be the model. So here I'm showing all JSP. Yeah, so JSP means that HTML form, submit to a JSP. So you also can have one web application design or develop using full JSP without servlet. But in our project, group project, I want you to implement the framework where you need to have the model, view, and controller. So you need to have a form, submit to a controller, which is JSP, servlet, and then link with the database. And then the database, after you get the value from the database, servlet will read it, and then it will pass back to the JSP. So that's how it works in a framework, the flow. So the form, HTML, submit to a servlet, and then the servlet will require something from the database, and then it need to respond back with the results or values to the JSP or the servlet. So it depends how you design your framework, your coding. Yeah? Mm, mm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. You need to have your model as well. Your JSP is actually view. Your model is your Java class. Then you have servlet. Okay, so servlet will be the controller. So since you asked, I can show you some example of servlet controller. So normally controller we put it maybe as it's like managing. controller is like manage something. So for example, if you want to get access from database, so we can create a method like get DVD library, and then this specific method is actually will link to the database, yeah, like add DVD, yeah. So this is example of controller. We call it here, I name it as DVD library DAO, data access object. So this is for a controller that will get directly access to the database. So your form will send to this servlet, and this servlet will connect to the database, and the database will respond back the value, and then it will connect with the JSP to display the results. Yeah? So this is one example. It's okay. We will have one or two, I think, framework model view controller exercise. So we will do it together. Okay, and then you will need to submit it as well. Okay, in order for you to understand the connection between model view controller. Yeah, that one will be lab 10, I think, lab 10 or lab 11. Okay, all right. Any question, guys, about post lab or anything? Lab 7? Fatin, okay?
Okay.
All right. So submission will be Sunday, boleh?
Boleh.
Laju je Sunday. All right. How about your proposal storyboard? Sunday juga boleh? Boleh
Boleh
tak
doktor,
kelas?
tapi yang tu hantar dekat mana eh?
Oh, saya dah create dekat eFuture. Saya namakan dia storyboard. Group project storyboard. So hanya group leader submit. Yang lain tu tak submit. Okay, so I understood that only group leader submit. Boleh?
Thank you doktor.
Boleh.
Doktor,
Doktor
yang
nak tanya satu
storyboard
benda.
Kejap. Siapa dulu ni? Fatin ke Hafriz?
Doktor,
Ah,
yang storyboard
kalau
tu. Okay, silakan.
Okay, tak apa. Hafriz dulu.
Okay. Doktor, yang storyboard tu kita kena hantar kod HTML ke just press on Word?
HTML.
HTML.
Boleh kan?
Yang dah siap decorate or just simple one?
Simple one. Just saya nak tengok dia punya flow. Tak perlulah all the images ready kan, tak perlu. Just maybe ada homepage and then ada link from one page to another. Saya tengok form you kan, how you plan for the form and then submit and then dia keluar apa, and then kalau you tak buat it workable pun, I can click on the file and see how the flow. Make sure ada the CRUD lah, create, read, update, delete. Yeah. And database hantar dalam bentuk PDF ke ataupun dokumen, the database design.
Okay.
Yes, Fatin?
just nak tanya, kalau kita ada CSS nanti, nak letak kat mana dia punya file?
Okay, file CSS dia akan jadi dalam web pages nanti. Web pages nanti you ada satu folder CSS, so boleh letak kat situ.
I
All
see.
the HTML, JSP, CSS kan, semua reside dalam web pages.
Okay.
Right. Okay. The rest of the class, yang lain okay? Anis? Nantilah submission on the last kan. Submission yang final lah. Bagilah CSS tu kalau dah ada. Kalau yang ni storyboard ni saya just nak tengok flow je. Kalau tak ada CSS lagi pun okay. No problem. Tak ada apa? Sorry. What do you mean? Tak ada apa? CSS? Aha. Biasanya CSS tu dia ada include URL kan? Atau okay. So kalau saya load, basically the CSS is there lah. Sebab dia akan link to the URL. So need to have Spring. It's okay kalau tak boleh view, nanti I'll contact you lah. Alright. Syahda okay? Izzah? Fatihah? Kila?
Okay, Doktor. Okay.
Okay, Doktor.
Aimi? Okay, Irfan?
Okay, Doktor.
Okay.
Alright. Okay. I think that's all. Please continue to the lab 7, yeah. Get it done and submit the post-lab exercise. And also, don't forget your proposal lah, storyboard, yeah. So basically, what I expect from the storyboard, I want to see the flow of the system. And then I will get back to you, yeah. Maybe I can call up one-to-one ke, if I'm not sure your flow, and also maybe if I think that your flow needs some additional things, yeah. So please do it properly because the storyboard tu ada markah 10 out of 40. So the 30 marks is for the final one. So final one nanti you ada presentation and also you need to pass, you need to submit the code as well. So saya akan tengok how you do the coding lah. Is it on the MVC framework or not? Yeah, the model view controller. So I want to check from one page. So I will ask lah, yeah, open up the HTML page, submit to a controller, and I want to see the controller code, and then from the controller, how you access the database, and then from the database, I want to see how it responds back to the JSP. So basically, all ada dalam kita punya lab exercise. So if you do the lab exercise properly, understand it well, kalau tak faham tanya, ya. Kalau tak boleh run pun, just let me know. I will try to troubleshoot. Yeah, troubleshoot dengan you one-to-one ke, that is okay. Yeah, and then yeah, make sure your final project do it completely. Yeah, you can score it actually this subject. Sebab tak ada final kan? Yes. Anything else? Fatin okay?
Okay, dah tak
Yeah,
ada soalan.
Okay. Hafiz? Yeah.
Doktor, for confirmation lah, untuk yang storyboard ni just hantar HTML code dengan database punya
Design.
stage design. Tu dia.
Yes.
Yang HTML tu just fully HTML simple one yang dapat move to another page. Right?
Kalau tak dapat move pun tak apa. Maksudnya tak ada link lah kan, daripada one page to another page pun tak apa. Saya akan open page by page lah. Boleh ya?
Boleh.
Alright. Anything else? Adib? Aizudin? Okay.
Okay.
Email okay? Okay, kalau tak ada apa-apa, I think that's all. Thank you, class.
Thank you, Doktor.
Okay, Doktor.
Thank you, Doktor.
Thank you, Doktor.
Okay, Doktor.